Obviously, the easiest content to adapt, localize is the urban romance from China, which is, I would say, 75 to 80% similar to US soap operas that people are familiar with. The heightened melodrama, the relationship stuff, the family politics, a lot of that stuff, it's just one to one. But then the real difference comes in the real underlying difference in the Chinese content and the US content in the soap opera space is the sort of power dynamics. The Chinese content very frequently is the might makes right type of power dynamic, whereas in the US, it's a much more individualistic, good versus evil, or that's the good guy, that's the bad guy type of thing. And training the writers to understand that power dynamic and how to adapt it from an Eastern style to a Western style was kind of the key to getting romance drama stuff to work, soap opera stuff to work. Again, that stuff was already like 75% of the way to being recognizable to the US audience. The really big challenge was in other genres, fantasy, Eastern fantasy, again, like historical fiction or historical dramas. The US audience just has no frame of reference. There's a niche fan base over here that likes cultivation style novels, but the broad audience here, if you put like a Shanxia style story in front of them, they just don't know what they're looking at. So training our creatives and our producers to understand what that content is, and then their brains can start to put the pieces together in terms of, oh, that's kind of like this other book in the US, or that's like this other thing. They can start to understand how a Eastern fantasy cultivation story could work for a US audience, and it can work very well.